inside the eye of a storm. This is what Australian firefighters are up against. The video, shared by Fire and Rescue New South Wales, has been watched online more than 4 million times in 48 hours.
Yes, put the blanket up.
The firefighters in this truck survived. Others weren't so lucky. Jeffrey Keaton was one of 3 killed since fires began tearing across Australia in November. At his funeral on Thursday, his 19-month-old son was given his posthumous commendation for bravery and service. The fires are burning across 5 Australian states. Entire towns have been wiped out.
Oh my God!
Hundreds of homes have been destroyed. Thousands of people have been displaced, and the number of dead is expected to rise. In Malakuta, one of the worst-hit towns on Australia's southeast coast, the army has been called in to help evacuate around 4,000 people who have no way of getting out. But as well as the human toll, these fires have had an enormous impact on wildlife too. It's estimated 500 million animals have been killed, and there are now serious concerns that entire species of plants and animals have been wiped out. The sound of emergency sirens will echo through the bush long after they've passed through. This picture, taken for the New York Times, has been shared by tens of thousands of people on social media, and the world is taking notice.
What's happening in Australia today will become increasingly common around the world if we do not aggressively combat climate change and transform our energy system away from fossil fuels. The future of the planet is at stake. We must act.
Back in Australia, some politicians are being praised for their emotion and empathy.
Beautiful neighbours of mine lost their homes. It's tough. We'll get it together. You know, we're tough here. Pretty resilient people, been through a lot. We'll recover it, but it's just hard.
But Prime Minister Scott Morrison is facing heavy criticism for his government's refusal to take the threat of climate change seriously.
Get the Kirribilli! We might burn that down!
Thing, you moron!
I don't see Kirribilli burning after the fireworks!
And for what many say is a lack of leadership and misplaced priorities. But it's not all doom and gloom. Over the past few days, Australians have been sharing uplifting photos and stories of the way their communities are coming together during this crisis.
Just saw a bloke in town swapping his work uniform for his country fire authority uniform, and I realized this is what a superhero looks like, getting changed into his super suit.